Naps, what's up? How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
How you been? I've been good myself. Just standard.
Yeah.
So, what you been up to apart from last night?
Let's not talk about last night. Just working, man. Working in music, literally just consumes my life.
That's good to hear.
Yeah,
Well, I want to fucking know about last week. Was it last week, Black Prince? Lay It Down.
Yeah, Black Prince.
How was that?
It was sick, man. You know, I've been waiting for so long to be back on stage. Like,
was that your first time?
Yeah.
After all this?
That was the first show back, so it was nice. I was so ready for it. Like, building up to it, I was it's just such a long wait.
Yeah, it's been 6 months. It's ridiculous. Just nothing. So.
But no, it was nice. It was nice to see everybody in, like, like some people drop some new stuff, which was nice to hear.
Nice.
It's just nice to vibe with people again. Do you know what I mean? And like,
yeah, I think everyone's ready for it. I was
100%.
I was kind of disappointed I couldn't go, but I was like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, something's happening. You know what I mean? Like after just
sick.
6 months of just no one doing anything, most places being like, oh, we're closed or we're open a little bit, just to see like something going down. Was just like, thank God it's coming back. It's finally, not totally dead.
Yeah, it sucks that now we're going back into lockdown again. Pretty much, it looks like.
Yeah, it does feel like it's going that way. It feels like part 2.
Yeah,
6 months of just like
it's gonna be stressful.
Yeah,
but we'll get there eventually.
God, fucking hopefully.
Roll on next year. Hopefully it's.
I pray it's gone next year. Honestly, it just feels like everything's been put on hold.
Yeah, for real. Like everything. It's been so difficult making music over lockdown because obviously all the studios are closed.
Yeah.
And it's difficult making videos because like can't book venues and shit.
Have you been working on music?
Loads of music. Like at the start of lockdown, I wasn't really focusing on it too much because I was like, I got into like a bit of a rut.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people did though at the start of it because it was like.
It was all doom and gloom.
Yeah, it was like you don't want to
creativity was just not flowing, man.
Yeah. And you don't want to do something that just bums everyone out. You know what I mean?
didn't want to push it and like lose love for it. I mean, it's like if you try and force it too much, you just.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. If you force it, then I know what you mean. It just dies.
It just dies, man. I didn't want to do that, so I took a bit of time out and just wasn't really trying to focus on new music. Focusing on getting stuff done rather than like starting new projects.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, it's one of those. At the start of it, it felt like everyone was kind of like, "Oh, we've got time to sort shit out to kind of like so we can when the world does go back." It's like
back a second and kind of look and analyze and plan out for the times ahead.
Yeah, which is like I feel like you're not going to get with this second where we feel like we're going back. Everyone's kind of like, "Fuck this."
Everyone's like just tired of it now.
Yeah,
but. Honestly, it's crazy. It's such a crazy thing right now. Like, I don't think it's going to be going away for a while, so I feel like we should just get on with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like everyone's getting to that point. It's as weird as it sounds saying it, because I feel like some people are like, how, you can't say that? Yeah. People are going to get hurt. But everyone I've talked to has just been like, fuck it, let's just go for it. I'm bored of sitting around.
Now that it's here, it's going to be around. We can't be living in fear all our lives and having all these...
Yeah, exactly.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's inevitable that shit's gonna have to go back to normal.
Yeah, well, it has to, otherwise, well, either
some sort of normal anyway. Yeah. I don't feel like it's gonna go back to how it was. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of shit set in place after this to kind of keep people in check.
I think there's gonna be changes, some good, some bad, which I'm like, you know what I mean. I feel like whenever something like this happens, like throughout history, they always like. Put in new laws that they're like, it'll go away afterwards. It's just to keep people safe, and they just stick around, and you're like, fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's just the uncertainty. That's the problem. No one ever knows what's going on. Even the people that were supposed to know what's going on.
Yeah,
have no fucking clue.
Yeah, I think that's exposed that big time. It's just we're just run by morons and just being told, and now they're telling us what to do again. I'm kind of like, why are we still listening? Like,
it just doesn't make sense. Like, the shit that they come out with, it's just.
They jump back and forth at random. It feels like no consistency.
Like no one's got their story straight. You think if we're all addressing the country, at least your stories would match up the shit that you're telling people.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
it's bizarre.
And then there's the other thing where it just gets muddied, where every new rule comes out and someone's like, "Have you heard about it's going to be like this?" And you're like, "What?" That sounds insane. Someone else is like, "No, they heard some bullshit." And everyone's on different pages as well as them already be on different pages. Like some people say you get arrested just for looking out a window, and then other people are like, no, you can just go out and do what you want.
Yeah,
it's like,
It's like everyone's
right?
so, it's like the country's so divided in a lot of senses at the moment.
Yeah, there's multiple ways of this going to
multiple ways of
crazy.
Division. Yeah,
which like hopefully like some of them lead to positive change at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for real.
I mean, like the big thing was like the BLM stuff, which hopefully leads to good shit happening in the future. Rather than that's one thing that's like it's good. It's not going back to normal in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the focus just needs to stay true. It needs to stop being like. How do I put this? I feel like
bringing other stuff in.
Yeah.
I think I kind of know what you mean.
Yeah, the message kind of got strayed a lot.
Yeah, well, I think that happens when it's because it's like everyone's coming together, you know, and everyone's different, so everyone's putting their own spin on it.
It's a very opinionated matter as well.
Yeah, it's a hard thing because like there's not really with it like. If you think about stuff in the past, it's like they always had like figureheads, like you had like Martin Luther King or something. It's now that I can't really think of
any
one that's like
you
go like he's the guy. There's like a few people who are like high. I don't want to say higher up in it, but you know what I mean.
There's not enough like staple people that people can look to and be like,
they're
like make it inspired. Yeah, for real.
But in some way, that's kind of good as well because
it's tough to take on that role as well because then you've got all eyes on you and you're supposed to be the voice for all these people.
But especially when it's like with it being about like police brutality and things, to put yourself out like that and be like, you've got to go through me. Basically, it's like putting yourself in the firing line. It feels like a little bit. You know what I mean? So like, it's understandable. No one wants to like stand on.
100%.
Have the guns pointed at them. You know,
100%.
that's not what you want to be in. You know?
No, definitely not.
So it's kind of just this, and like this one's especially weird with COVID going on in the background because no one's like apart from the actual protests. Apart from that, there's no like in person getting together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a weird one with the protests because obviously it's a protest. So, like, if the council says you can't protest, you probably still protest.
Yeah, there's double reason to protest.
You know what I mean? Like,
they're telling you can't do something, you go do it. But also the virus doesn't understand politics. You know what I mean? So it's
the virus doesn't understand fucking 10 p.m. curfews and 6 people rules and
it doesn't give a shit. Like, it's the virus, you know what I mean? It's a tiny little thing we can't see that just
it's ridiculous.
does what it wants basically. It doesn't listen. Oh, it can't fucking listen. But
it
doesn't. It's just like uncaring. So that's why it's so like fuck. What's going on? No one
for real.
Especially watching it all through social media as well. It's like you can say there's people bringing other stuff into it, and you can easily like watch 3 people who have their opinions about it, and then you believe it's this way, or you watch certain other people and it's a different way, and it's like I don't even know what's real and what's not anymore because I'm watching it through my phone. It's like
so much shit that comes through. It's hard to differentiate.
Yeah, it is. It's. I feel like it's always been there, but like sitting at home staring at your phone, you're like, oh, I've like created a little world in this machine that's not real, and then you're like, oh, now we're trapped in it because we can't go outside. Yeah, that's what I'm.
Everyone's just getting sucked in, and the bullshit keeps swirling.
100%, and that's what I feel like with us. Like it feels like we're going to be back in lockdown again, doing it all over again, and it's just like I don't want to go back to square one. I don't want to go back to talking to machines. Like you know what I mean? It's like fuck.
No, I think that's the thing. Everyone's just craving human interaction.
100%. I think that's why like things like this have popped up fucking everywhere. Like because I didn't realise when I started doing this podcast, but apparently everyone else also did it as well. Like there's been multiple ones that have like popped up, whether just around here or
because it's content, and it's a whole lot easier to do a podcast during times like these.
Yeah,
because everyone's at home, people are looking for
something
to do. Something to do, something to listen to, and like podcasts are a great way to do it.
Yeah, it's the always one, but it's just like now it's getting to the point where it's like oh shit, it's like overload because it's like you could watch. Literally, like you just go online. There's like millions. You know what I mean? Like
everyone's talking.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm just like, if I joined the wrong bandwagon, you know what I mean? But, yeah, that's why I was stoked to see like like lay it down putting on the thing last weekend and like something else adds a bit of variety back to it, you know, which I hope
sort of normality
can keep going somewhat throughout whatever's coming out, of people releasing stuff again.
Yeah, I think now that studios are back open and stuff, it's gonna be good. I've been going to the studio a lot recently.
Good to hear.
So I'm hoping to get back on the airwaves soon.
Nice. Have you got any plans as such, or are you just signed up?
Not plans, like not anything set really. I'm still kind of finishing off things and building up the catalogue, and then I'm gonna kind of work from there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I listened through 22 again today just to get in the mood for this.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it came out this year. That it feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah,
now,
for real.
Like I thought it came out like last year. And
It's
I was
so
like
bizarre.
2020. I was like, what? I feel like that was such a
it does feel like
different
ages
age.
ago. When I did the launch party at the start of the year, it doesn't feel like it was the start of this year because lockdown has completely
warped time.
Yeah, completely warped time.
It was like we've gone into the next century almost, and that was like the olden days.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It's like in the good old days. Jesus.
Yeah, for real. Like that's like the problem here because I want to talk about like NN stuff, but I'm still like going like, oh, that Hometown Projects party was sick, and I'm like, that was like
December,
so long ago.
Was it November?
Yeah, I think so. November, December time, and it was like, God.
Yeah, it feels like we haven't returned to civilization in a while. Like,
yeah, especially when
out
that
in
was
the wild.
Yeah. And that was like the last big thing where everyone
got
came together properly. It felt like, which you were a part of as well.
Yeah, that was sick. It was sick to be a part of that, man. It's my first time performing at the Garibaldi.
How'd you find it?
Yeah, I love the Gary, man. Gary is such a sick spot.
Yeah. I feel like everyone loves it.
It's one of those spots, it's proper community as well. Yeah, like it's good vibes.
But yeah, I heard apparently that you and Dreads were like on the initial lineup for that thing. You kind of stepped up last minute or something.
Yeah. We weren't actually supposed to be performing there, and I think might have been speaking to Alex.
I think it might have been.
Yeah. I think Alex maybe spoke to Dreads and then Dreads spoke to me about it. But it came up very last minute, but it still went well.
Yeah, it was like the perfect event. Everyone was there, and it felt like you say, it's like Gary already has the community thing.
Yeah, it's already got that vibe.
Into that.
It was just sick.
Because the one thing I fucking loved about it, which I loved that Alex did, was like there was no stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were just in there with everybody.
Surrounded by people and just
going man, it's intimate.
Which, I don't know, is that weird if you're performing you have people behind you?
Yeah, it is weird because you kind of have to like. You just got to work the stage. You just got to use the space that you've got.
Spin around in circles, make sure you give everyone a turn.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah, it was.
It is weird not having everyone in front and just performing to people.
Yeah. I never. It was only now that popped in my head. I was like, God, must be weird just having like people dancing behind you.
Yeah, but that's when you got to have the stage presence. You got to get everybody involved and like. It is nice though. It's nice when it's like that because it's more intimate. You get like the feel for everybody.
It almost felt like anyone could jump on.
Yeah.
What I mean? Like
everyone feels more part of it. It's not so separated.
Yeah, it felt like the community thing as well. I mean, it worked out perfect for me shooting photos because I could shoot you and then people could be behind you as well. And I got
like you can see everyone's reactions and shit.
Yeah, it was so sick. And then also Elle was there as well, who you've done.
Oh, Delaney,
the track on, which is probably my favourite track off of 22.
Big up Elle. Shout out Elle.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, shout out Elle.
Now she's left us for London.
Yeah, moved down to London, little bitch. Yeah. Nah, all jokes.
It's for uni, isn't it, or something?
Yeah. She's gone to Royal Smiths.
God, that's impressive. That's sick as fuck. I hope she doesn't forget us and ditch us.
Living the London life. She's gonna forget about us, get famous and leave us all.
Yeah, going beyond. But yeah, that track is sick as fuck. That's the one I've been like. Because I'm like a student here, but I'm from here.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my friends here aren't from here, and then they'll just be like, "Is there fucking music here and stuff?" And I'm like, "That's the track I send to them. I can send it to like anyone.
Oh,
it's like
appreciate
perfect."
it, man.
Because there's some stuff that's like you send them like certain bands, but they're like, fuck is this noise? Or if you send them a grime that's like too hard, then they're like, well, but that's like the perfect mix. Like,
it was a nice little balance. Yeah, it was a freestyle that I dropped on Instagram.
Nice.
And Elle dropped me a message like, oh, I love it. I was like, do you wanna hop on? And we kind of, she started working on a little piece. It took ages for us to get in the studio, but then we finally got in there and it was, magic.
It worked out perfect.
Yeah.
I kind of like, because is it all freestyles? I know there's one track that's called the Natsu Freestyle. It's obviously labelled as freestyle, so what about the rest of it?
A lot of the music I make, like I write without a beat, so I'll just be there and I'll just be laying bars and then I'll find something to lay to. And a lot of the songs I make, I do just use freestyles that I've written before and just work them into a verse.
So it comes along quite naturally. So I guess it makes sense earlier when I was like, do you have a plan? You're like, nothing's set in stone.
Nothing's ever set. Like,
kind of just comes about whatever comes up.
I feel like that's the joys of my music making. I just kind of go whatever flow.
And then you're not also, like we said earlier, you're not forcing it.
Yeah, I'm not forcing it. No, like I love making music, so I'd never want to be like pulling my hair out over it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like it to be easy breezy.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's the way I do it.
But yeah, how did you get into it? Like, when did it all start?
So music's always been a big part of my life. Like ever since I was little. Like my family's very not musically talented, but like music's everywhere. Like there's always music in the house. Like family parties.
So you're like exposed to it.
Yeah, constantly from all different backgrounds as well. Like from reggae to Motown to jazz to hip hop to country to
so a bit of everything mixed in.
I'm a big old pot of music. Yeah, but I was always a singer when I was younger. Like a little singer, like a little dancer, like a little performer. Like I did theatre schools and shit. Like I loved it. I'd never thought I'd be rapping.
Right. Was there something else you wanted to go into, or did it just?
I've never really had like a plan for my life.
Fair. I mean, I feel like not a lot of people do. To be fair, because it's just a weird thing to have nowadays. It's to like plan it out too much.
To plan that so young as well, and like you see some people and they're like, oh yeah, I've wanted to be this since. And
but normally that's like from someone else like telling them. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to go to school and become a doctor, and it's like that's what your parents want you to do, isn't it? And they're like, kind of.
Like, I'm quite happy. I've never had those pressures from my parents. Like it was very good with like letting me be who I wanted to be, and you know, it was nice being able to mold myself into my own person. Yeah,
just without that weird thing where you're like
trying to live up to like people's expectations and standards and shit. Yeah, and I was very lucky in that sense that I didn't have to, you know.
I feel like a lot of creative types, whatever field it is, has that sort of thing where it's like there's not no plan, because obviously it's like you have to plan certain things, but it's almost like there's an opportunistic element to it. You know what I mean? It's like you don't want to like shut down.
You want that option. Keep your options open everywhere.
Exactly.
But what was I saying? Yeah, since a kid I've always loved music. You'd always find me singing a tune or dancing my heart out literally anywhere. And it wasn't until after college I met, Mike Zephyr.
Oh yeah.
Mike Masani does I met him on random night out in MBs.
Nice.
And we've been best friends since then. And he kind of got me to like focus on music properly. I was like spitting a few bars here and there, but he kind of was like the one that like pushed me to
dive
take it seriously. And since then, boom, just been working, man. Yeah, it's been about I'd say 2 years properly focusing on it. Like the first year was more like getting my bearings, seeing what I wanted to actually do.
Yeah.
But then I'm kind of getting in my groove now.
Yeah, because 2 years ago was it Whipping in the Kitchen? That's 2018.
Yeah, Whipping in the Kitchen was the first like track I put on Spotify. We had a few tracks on SoundCloud and stuff, but they were like Yeah.
Yeah, I feel SoundCloud's a weird thing because sometimes you can find sick stuff on there. You can find
some amazing tracks on SoundCloud, but for most of the part, it's just like.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a kind of place where a lot of like
it's a lot of
put it down, but it's like beginners and
definitely.
You know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong, it's a sick platform. Like, not to discredit anybody that uses SoundCloud because SoundCloud it's sick. So many bangers on SoundCloud. But yeah, at the same time, they were just like...
It was good for like testing things
They were definitely the tester tracks.
And like, if you don't want to like... Because Spotify feels more... Like, that's your like discography almost. So if you put something on Spotify that you end up being like, that's
shit.
Yeah, and then it's like, it's there now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It feels like it's proper professional.
Yeah, and that kind of plays into your... like the professional identity you've built, and you're like, you've got that mark if you fall out of love with a track after a while.
That's the problem. But like, music's so subjective. So as long as you're making music that you like, and I'm sure there's someone else that likes it.
Yeah, because I mean, everyone's human, right? So if that could go for like anything creative. It's like you may be doing something that's like different, but someone's gonna. Go with it. If you go with it, if you're
exactly.
Like,
I take that approach. Like, as long as I enjoy it, I'm gonna do it. I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks.
That's fair enough. Honestly, that's a good way to go.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it means you're not trying to follow anything else, and it also means you're less likely to have that thing where people are like, you release a track and then people are like, oh, you sound like this guy.
Yeah.
Or, oh, you're similar to this band or something.
Yeah.
I
have that thing like when people ask me like who my inspirations are, like. For someone who makes music, I don't listen to a lot of it. So when people like ask me like, "Oh, who you like inspired by?" I'm like, me.
I feel like there's this thing once you've put stuff out where you kind of go back to it in a sense, and then you're like, "Oh, this worked, this didn't," or that was kind of an interesting thing that I can expand on.
Yeah, you see, not necessarily your own mistakes, but like where you've improved or where you could have improved from,
and how you can build on it. And then apply that to like whatever's going on. Because sometimes it's not necessarily that you're inspired by like the medium itself. It's like you could go for any other art or just like what's going on around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which kind of like you saying what you just said makes sense. What you said earlier, where you were like at the start of lockdown, it's like you didn't want to make music because everything was doom and gloom. So your music would have gone doom or gloom. It
would have just gone west, man.
You know what I mean?
I didn't want to put that energy out into the world.
Yeah, which we've heard everyone else being like...
It just wasn't needed, man.
It was like everyone was feeling that way, and putting out music like that would have just made it worse. Because people... I feel like people also listen to music depending on what like mood they're in. You know, so if you're angry, it's like...
Angry music.
Yeah, slam on some punk or metal.
Some heavy shit.
You know, or if you're having a good time, then you want to listen to good stuff. So it's like that weird thing where it's like...
Yeah, definitely. It's very emotional music.
Yeah, even if you think it's not, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I found like when I was
like you can make some songs and like not think any way about it, and then people can listen to it when they're feeling a certain way and be like, oh my god, this.
Or even as like because I don't make music, but I like listen to it. Like when I was younger, I'd get like into like a certain band and then be listening to their stuff like loads, and then you realise like. That actually like affects your mood. You know, you don't think it does. If you sit and listen to like Nirvana for 8 hours straight, then it just fucks with your head. You know, you're gonna be pissed off and angry for like the rest of the day and not being able to enjoy stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of have to like a healthy music diet.
100%. 100%. It can't be all doom and gloom all the time.
Yeah. Or like the other way as well, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like in a weird sort of way. It's like when you go on Instagram and everyone's posting like happy stuff, and then you get to the point where you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, and you're like, fuck off, man, I'm tired of it.
Yeah, you're like, I just want to go to bed or something.
Let me see an argument, man.
Yeah. Or someone just fucking speak their mind for once instead of like just endless heart emojis.
Give me something. I'm sick of it because that's another thing. Like people want to think that the world's this pretty perfect place still. Like, I don't understand where these ideas come from, because you see what's going on, and like some people are just so clueless to it all.
Yeah.
Or I suppose ignorant.
Yeah, or just like somewhere where they're not affected by it. You know what I mean? Like if there's the protests in London, you live in like an aisle off of Britain, like with 2 people on it, then it's like it doesn't concern you. That's why that happens. And I think in social media though, you don't consider like what's going on in other people's life. You're like, how's everyone just ignoring this or something?
Yeah, for real. I think that's the problem with social media. Like you're in tune to everything now. Whereas before, like you wouldn't have no idea what's going on in fucking Taiwan at 2 a.m. But now, like, it's fucking everywhere.
You always have to be like, does this actually concern me? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's like obviously like people will be concerned about like whether it's politics or just other people doing stuff. They're like, those guys are having a great time in London. Like, I have to go to London or something, and then it's ignoring what's going on here because what they're seeing on social media, it's like they've not looked into like stuff going on here. You know what I mean? And then they're like I'm sure. Are you from Northampton?
Yeah, I'm from Northampton. Yeah.
I don't know whether you when you were younger, you had the thing of just everyone around you being like, "Fuck this town!" Like constantly, like, I want to get out as soon as possible. You know what I mean? It's like, well, you haven't actually like looked into it. You walked around Grosvenor Centre and went home and ate pizza. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like no one. Like,
that's the thing. Like Northampton, you say it's a shithole, but it's our shithole. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing.
Yeah, and it's definitely getting better in a rad sort of way, where it's like people doing stuff, not just like, they've picked up some litter or like prettied it up. Stuff, like meaningful changes happening.
Yeah,
with, especially in music at the moment, or at least before COVID, it felt like something was happening that was.
Yeah, there was a big sort of movement going on. Everyone was like coming together.
Yeah, on like all sides of genres and different stuff. It wasn't just like one thing coming up. It was like everything all at once.
Everybody pushing it together. Yeah, you saw a lot of elevation last year.
Yeah, and there's links between like through like different people. Like go back to Elle. She was on your track, and then she was on some like Baby Lung tracks as well.
Yeah,
which
she did the Roscoe tune.
Yeah, that was the recent one, wasn't it? Well, I say recent. It was still. Was it still pre-lockdown?
Yeah,
I think it was ages ago.
Yeah, I know, bro. Like time is warped.
Yeah, it's so
weird. Shit feels so distant yet so close, but it's like when did it actually happen?
Yeah, you almost feel like you've checked out of reality a little bit first. You feel like,
she is weird. She is so weird.
It's going to be weird to look back on as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. This little blip in history.
Yeah, I wonder if people remember it. You know what I mean? I feel like it will just kind of.
Do you remember 2020? Oh god, don't fucking talk to me about 2020.
I feel like that would have happened if we had like the lockdown and then it went away and it was like this hard and fast thing. But as it's kind of like it's coming back, but I feel like it's going to be that slow tapering off thing.
Yeah,
and then,
It's just going to
get to the end of 21. People are like, do you remember coronavirus? People are like, what? I don't remember what you're talking about.
What was that?
Yeah. Oh, you just made that up, dude. That didn't happen.
Yeah, it wasn't real, man.
People just block it out. You know what I mean?
Put it to the back of the brain and
we're like, that never happened.
Yeah, this year's a fake. It's just fake year anyway. It's fake news. This whole year is fake news.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree, but
pretty much.
Yeah, it's gonna be that weird thing where like we see at the end of it like loads of gigs, loads of stuff being released again, like just. Loads of stuff going on all of a sudden, and then we're going to be like, "Well, 2021 was such a productive year."
Yeah.
But really, it was like
just
people.
Catch up.
It was catch up, and people like sat in their bedrooms through 2020, just working away to get ready for
next year. Yeah,
get ready.
Because this year is supposed to be crazy, man.
Oh yeah,
like so many things happened this year that got fucked.
Yeah, it was like that just week where Instagram was just cancellation, like messages and posters and stuff. You were like, horrible. Like every day, it would just be like,
it was heartbreaking, man.
It was, especially when it was like, it felt like 1 week everyone's sending out stuff to be like, this is happening, like, stuff's dropping, and then the next week just cancelled. You're like, fuck,
nothing,
and it was just
silence.
Yeah, and everyone's just like you say. Doom and fucking gloom. Yeah. People just being like,
just went to shit.
Man. Like, that's why, like it must have felt like last Saturday at the Black Prince felt so good being just like, holy shit, I'm like doing what I want to do again.
Yeah, back to doing what I love, man. Yeah, it was beautiful, man. Did fuck up a little bit, but shit happens.
you gotta roll with it.
Yeah,
you push through it.
Yeah,
still...
it went well. It went well still.
Yeah, especially after you've been off for 6 months.
Yeah.
It'd be almost weird if you came back like perfect.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
It was bizarre being back on stage, man. Very bizarre. It was good to feel the energy from people again.
Yeah. Was there any weird like nervousness about it, like coming back? Because obviously, like you get. I feel like going up on stage for anyone, there is that element of like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
but, like,
definitely.
After that big break, it must be like, oh shit.
There was definitely a big sigh of relief when I got off stage. It was like, it was so weird because obviously, so out of practice, haven't really spat these tunes properly for a while.
Yeah.
So it was
playing in front of people.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. It was a bit to get my head around.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bit too fried to be on stage as well. So it was a bit.
Wow.
Yeah, shit happens.
It was a celebration.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
You know, ready for it.
It was all here for a good time, man.
Yeah, I'm just. That's the thing going into the second one. I'm just like, we're just at the point where stuff's coming back.
Stuff's gone back to normal. Now we're like
just wait a couple
again.
Weeks so I can like squeeze a few more things in. You know what I mean?
I just want next year to get going, man. I just want to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I mean it's not. Fuck. Hoping it's gone by next year because we are close to next year. You know? Yeah. Like
we'll see what these last few months have in store.
I dread to fucking imagine. Like this year,
it's
even
getting
before
cold now though, so they're gonna be on the bullshit with fucking all the corona deaths and
and the flu going in with it as well. It's just gonna be like icy roads, car crashes included in it.
It's just gonna skyrocket over the window.
Snowball fight accidents included in them, just be mental. You know,
it's gonna be mad.
It's especially for Christmas as well, which is like the one time of year where it's like everyone come together, but this year it's like, oh,
that's right.
You can't do it. Even
Boris
if you want to.
cancelled fucking Halloween, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, doesn't want people to go trick or treating and shit.
Oh fuck him. I'm saying that as an adult, being like, fuck.
Yeah, like we're gonna go trick or treating.
I wasn't gonna go, but I'm just like, fuck. Now I want to.
Yeah,
just
to do it, just in protest.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Everyone, we're protest trick or treating Halloween.
Oh, that's so weird. Like, protest trick or treating. God, it's the one. I feel like I've heard this somewhere else said this because I think it happened in America, but someone said it's like the one celebration where you're meant to wear a mask.
Yeah.
You're cancelling that one.
Yeah, for real. What's going on?
Like, yeah, that sucks, getting that gone. Which, to be fair, I mean, you see it when you go in shops, they've already got, like, I mean, here we already put up Christmas shit in, like, July anyway, but this year it's like there wasn't even, like, the little Halloween aisle this year. I've not seen anything.
Little pumpkins and stuff.
Just anything. Someone puts a bat decoration up, nothing.
Yeah,
it's like
true,
it's just
actually.
been ignored.
Yeah, normally,
it's just straight to Christmas.
Normally it's like the build up, and I haven't seen anything.
They at least have something to hang on, like put a,
put a little spooky face on your door or some shit.
Yeah, something. But it's just nothing. I mean, we're still September. Maybe it will change next month.
Yeah,
I was thinking it was October for a second. I was like, where's time?
It's gonna be cancelled, man.
Everything's cancelled.
Everything's cancelled.
Everything and everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
God. This is the cancellation year.
Yeah. Would you just cancel the year, man? I feel like we have.
Yeah.
I feel like go for it. But yeah, like even before COVID, though, like how insane that was. Where people were like, World War III's gonna start, and then just like
even the start of the year was just
Australian fires as well.
Yeah.
Was that this year or was that?
That was the start of this year.
Yeah, it was just going for it, just
one thing after another.
It's mental.
Still waiting for the aliens.
I mean, we kind of got it. The Pentagon were like, here's the footage.
The UFOs, and they found some mysterious heartbeat in some universe.
Oh shit! That? Wait, I've not heard about this.
They found some like recurring signal. It's like sends out like every 6 months or some shit, like on the dot every time. Boom.
Whoa.
Yeah, don't know what that is.
Well, now I'm hyped.
Yeah, for real.
Like low key, like
you say hyped, it could be fucking Thanos. He's just gonna come to.
At this point, though, is that worse or better than what's going on at the
moment? Yeah.
Just end it, just be like, at least we end with a bang, like some crazy shit. Like, imagine that in the history books, just like...
Well, what fucking history books?
Well, yeah.
They're gone, mate. They're out the window.
Yeah. When, whatever comes after us discovers just an exploded Earth, just like, what the fuck happens here?
And ash.
Yeah, it's like a
Naps, platinum the records floating out in the cosmos.
It's the one thing they have to restart the new society is your vinyl. And they're like listening to that. They're like, oh shit.
That's it.
What happened to these people?
So this is what music's like.
Yes. That would be amazing.
One day. One day.
Well, that's the other shit. Like, I've noticed people getting into like just weird shit. And I think it's just because we're bored.
Yeah, like, people are just finding stuff to do. Like the amount of people that started baking.
Yeah, bacon was. I think bacon was the start of it, and then it went from bacon to like aliens, ghosts, conspiracy theories, and
like TikTok took over the fucking world.
Yeah. What's your opinion on TikTok?
I think it's a good tool, but it's just full of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
you worried about the spying shit though, like the China stuff, because like that's the reason I uninstalled it eventually.
Yeah.
Partially because it was full of shit, and partially because I was like, well, here's my real world excuse to be like, I don't want to be spied on.
I'm still debating whether I believe whether they were using it to spy or not. I don't.
Well, there was a thing where some like engineers like back engineered it and was like, yeah, it's looking at your phone calls and your text and shit. Like it has access to all of it, and it's got stuff that's like probing. But then again, it's like some people are just like, who cares? Yeah, most apps do that, and also it's
they're
like,
probably really looking at that shit on your phone, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are. But yeah, but no, like, it's like we expect it from America, but
yeah,
and then we're just like, oh, it's America, like, oh, they're the good guys. Like some people say, but China's like, oh, you know, it's
China,
all,
it's crazy over there.
Yeah, it's just like I don't want them looking at my texts. I don't know what they get from my texts, but you know, it's just
for real. But they're like the Hong Kong and everything. They've all gone back to normal now.
Yeah, it felt like when we first went in, they were saying like, "Oh, we've got rid of it."
Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking, well, you kicked it in 3 months, and you're meant to be like
the epicenter.
Yeah, it was where it started, and like the first people who had to solve it, and then also like the rover population's off the charts, and they're like bad conditions and stuff, and we're meant to be
how
like
you crack down on it.
Yeah, and we're meant to be like chilling in like decent housing compared to them. Like we're not all living together in one house, like, and it's not.
It's like super overcrowded with
and yet we're fucking still. I guess it's because like we can't do the Chinese thing where they're just like, fuck all of you, stay home or we're executing you. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like they can be a bit more harsher if it was like here they tell us to like you said earlier, where it was like if they tell you not to protest, then that's like double reason to protest because we're very aware of being like controlled.
Yeah. We're very aware of being controlled.
But like the backside of that is like, we have to deal with shit like this longer because no one wants to back down, especially when like the conspiracy stuff, like some people don't believe it's not real and shit, so they're never going to back down. It's just like,
it's nuts.
It is nuts. Like, and then there's people like, oh, the solution is a vaccine, and then you think like, yeah, there's people who like don't believe in that nowadays. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that
the problem with a vaccine takes years to develop.
Yeah.
So anything that they're cracking out in a few months, I'm like.
To be fair, it just felt like it will be quicker. This one, not down to like a few months, but like because everyone in the world's working.
Yeah, because everybody's like, there's like 150 new countries signed on to like help start finding the vaccine.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So it's like going to be quicker, but like a few months.
Yeah. It's still very.
Maybe cook it a bit longer. Than that.
Yeah, very skeptical on that one, man.
Yeah, I don't want it to be undercooked and
do you know what I mean? I'm like a few years down the line, I'm like, all the forms and shit.
I mean, it is a dangerous game if you fuck it up. Like when they work, but like it can go wrong easily. It happened at my school. Like it wasn't my year; it was the year below, and it was literally like, I think the dosage was too high or something, because literally they were going in one door, getting it done, coming out the other side of this room, and basically just like passing out, like literally, and it was like, oh, that's how it. That's where
that's how it can go
That's
wrong.
what happens when they fuck it up. You know what I mean?
That's fucked.
But yeah, so it's like, whew.
Yeah, for real.
It's like all this crazy stuff, and it's just like, at the same time, it's like one of those things where you don't even like all this shit we've been talking about. It's like shit any other year, like never would come up. You know what I mean? Like us two sitting here talking about vaccines and shit. Like
we've never had to worry about all the things that we've had to worry about this year.
Yeah, it's like
we've just been bombarded with shit,
and then been like,
told to deal with it. Much.
Told to deal with it, and it's life or death. At some stages, you're like,
feels like it, man.
It is crazy.
I just want to make music and fucking make music.
Fuck, man, I think we all want you to make music.
Nah, man, it's all I've got time for. It's all I want to put my time into now. But I have to work because money has to be made.
Well, true. But I feel like that's makes you want it more in a way.
You
have to get through something you don't want to do to.
Yeah, it's a long road.
You appreciate it more.
Yeah, 100%. It's longevity, man. I'm here for the long run. I don't care how long it takes.
That's good.
Just here for the ride.
For the ride.
Yeah, man.
That's fair enough. That's a good way. You don't get disappointed. You know what I mean? If you there's that thing with creativity where it's like you gotta love what you're producing, not the response you get from it almost.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do it for the love of it. It's always been about the love of it. I feel like if I ever do it for anything else, I'm just going to turn into a cunt.
That's always the risk, isn't it? Where you just kind of the whole sellout thing.
Yeah. Turn into a money whore and can't be doing that.
Even though the money would be nice.
Oh, the money would be nice.
Yeah, but it don't protect you against COVID.
No.
Unless you build in, covering the walls in.
Unless you've got stuff. Silly billionaire money you can hide away in your private island.
Yeah, with your private army.
Yeah.
I don't think I trust anyone with a private island. Not anymore. Another thing this year, like the Jeffrey Epstein stuff and his private island.
Yeah, rich people are weird, man.
Yeah. Anytime I'm like reading something, even if it's old and it's just like, oh, Richard Branstone on his private island, I'm like,
yeah. Rich people are bizarre. What do you do with all that money? You've done it. Once you get that money, like that amount of money, and you do everything, what do you then do?
It's like, fuck. You just get bored.
Start doing weird shit.
Which, evidently,
ended
up happening. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
It's a sticky one. It was crazy when all that stuff started coming out and people started getting roped into it, and you saw how many people were actually involved in this shit.
Yeah, and it just went. Every time you're like, okay, that's the whole thing, and then someone else even higher up, you'd be like, even them,
and it just builds and builds from there.
It's crazy. Well, I think I said this on the last one I did, but I was thinking my mind jumped back to when Jimmy Savile happened, and people were like, okay, we got the pedophile guy, that's it. Or Michael Jackson, it's we got the one, we got him.
Yeah,
and it's it was one little bit of the whole thing, and it just kept going and going and going.
This whole long string of fuckery that's going on.
It's just is madness. It's honestly just it makes sense for the year though, it's in theme.
It's definitely
they're not breaking theme. It's
definitely in theme.
Maybe we'll just get all this shit out the way this year, and then it will be.
Who knows?
It will be a good
time
time afterwards.
Sailing.
Everyone will be.
We'll have a few years of good before something else eventually pops up.
I mean, it did feel like that at first, where everyone was at the start, everyone was be grateful for what you have and stuff, and then. I think that lasted about 2 weeks, and then after that, everyone was fuck everyone. Just fuck you. Just
sick of dealing with people's bullshit.
Yeah, and it's that's the fucking social media world, isn't it? It's just people's bullshit constantly.
I want to liken it to the World Cup. The World Cup comes along and everyone gets together supporting England.
Yeah.
And then when we eventually get knocked out, that last game is just everything's back to normal.
Yeah.
I remember being in the World Cup in Old Bank last year, and it was our last game. And the start of the game, everyone's happy, cheering England on, and we're losing, and shit's starting to get a little bit heated, and then we lost, and everyone's fighting in the garden, and it's just back to normal. It's
it felt crazy.
We were all singing songs at the start of the day, and now we fucking smash each other up.
Yeah. I feel it balances it out, I feel if everyone's riding super high, and then fuck it up, that falls just way worse. And then it's just you've got to get
each
out.
other's necks.
I even miss the fighting because it meant being around people.
Yeah, for real.
It's even the bad shit nowadays.
Still togetherness.
I miss that shit. It's miss arguing with people. I feel everyone's missed fucking whether it's pubs or clubs, just bullshitting in the garden or whatever.
Just the randomness and the spontaneity of life. that sometimes happens.
Yeah, and just meeting people you don't know.
Yeah.
That was already like a dying thing, I think.
It's like the adventure's been taken away from us.
Yeah, and it's like I'm desperate to... Yeah, adventure's a weird thing, because it's just like, when you're a kid, everything was new. And nowadays it's like, everything's old.
No, you've got to find new shit to do.
Yeah. Me and my friend Felix were talking about doing like a thing, like across the whole UK, like a holiday, but like, just like walking it and skating it.
Oh, what?
Like doing coast to coast to coast, which is probably like the way we get murdered, but also, you know,
for real, like hitchhiking and shit.
Yeah. But it was like, fuck, it brings the adventure back into it, because it's like so easy nowadays just to be like, you can just go anywhere in the world. Yeah, you know, if you have enough money, basically, like it's like you can go to the other side of the planet if you save up enough, and then it's just like, well, you're there.
Now I'm here. What do I do now?
Yeah, and you don't really appreciate like the distance in between, or like how far you've actually gone because you flew there in a plane. You know, and it's gonna get
taking the long way around and actually like exploring the world as you go.
And that's gonna get even more fucked when, you know, the aliens come and give us like their fucking fast shit that gets there in 2 seconds, like, and it just like makes.
Find me out on Jupiter somewhere.
Yeah. I can't wait till we can live on other planets though. Can't wait for Elon to get to Mars. That's gonna be sick.
Do you reckon we'll see space travel in
I don't know.
In our lifetime? Like,
I reckon we'll see it, but it won't be like we can just like holiday there. You know what I mean? It won't be like Total Recall. It'll be like
no. We won't have built another civilization.
I think we will get to see like people go to Mars, but they ain't coming back. And we're probably not going to see them.
Oh, no.
Unless you're planning on staying. I think it's going to be like a thing we'll get everywhere, and then it'll be like linking them all up again after the fact, you know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of like when the Pilgrims travelled to America, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't think they planned on coming back. It wasn't like, you know, it was just like, we're going there and...
We're going over there, see what's going on, see what's happening.
Yeah, it's like, that's what it feels like again. Just like the adventure again, you know? Just scaling it up. It's like, start by climbing the hill and then...
I was having a conversation about like aliens and shit. I think it was about Independence Day.
Oh yeah.
It's like the theme of the movie is like kind of like what we're doing to the planet is like what the aliens. Yeah. So like we're pretty much running Earth into the ground, taking all the resources, and now we're like looking out to where else we can go.
What's the next stop? You know what I mean?
That's what the aliens are doing to us. They've fucked up their planet, and now they're coming to us to take all our shit.
Yeah, man. I remember watching this movie as a kid, right? And it was some... So I think... You know when you watch a movie as a kid and it like looks like a kid's movie, but then it freaks you out when you're a kid? There was one that was about space, but it was like... There were humans came to this alien planet and just started like stealing aliens, but then went back to Earth, but Earth had been destroyed and it was just like a giant metal like spaceship, like planet thing. That freaked me the fuck out. So I'm like, oh shit, like we're on this... So I feel like space just freaks everyone out. Once you realise you're on, like, Earth is just this ball of dirt.
You know what I mean? Of absolutely fucking nothing.
Flying through just whatever. It's like mind.
Yeah.
Breakingly scary.
Yeah, because like the ocean scares people because the ocean's a huge place. And imagine the fucking just being out in open space, just fucking
just all directions,
just nothing, absolutely nothing.
Crazy. Does it? Yeah, the ocean's crazy as well because I think we've gone further like up than we've gone down. Like I still think there's like deep parts of the ocean we still haven't checked out.
We've only explored like 5% of the ocean, or something stupid like that.
That's insane, especially considering it's like most of our planet as well.
Yeah.
So like when we're like, oh, we've discovered it all, it's like
don't know.
There's shit in the middle. There's something out there, some fucking sea monster waiting to
reveal itself. If we've only so that's probably like that fact's probably like a few years old now. So so
might be a 6 now.
Might be a 6. Might be a 7.
You know, got a couple more bits done.
But you've got to think if that's all we've done, how much shit is still out there?
Yeah, and like, have you ever like looked at those like? They have like the deep sea drones, and it's like the video of the shit down there.
Yeah,
and
like
they look like aliens.
Is it the Mariana Trench? Is that one of like the deepest
there might be
parts
one down
of the
there.
ocean?
That's the deepest part. But there's like you can find videos online. It's like these scientists, and they're just like they're going along the seabed, just like video, and these like weird fucking things swim in front of it and stuff, just odd creatures and stuff, and you're like, what the fuck is that? It was like, yeah, that didn't grow. Like, how the fuck? That is an alien. Like,
yeah,
how
are you growing on this earth?
Yeah, and then
absolute monster.
Like, yeah, like sea monsters as well. You think about like the Kraken. It's like, oh, they're just giant squid, and then it was like a couple of years ago we found like colossal squid.
Yeah, colossal.
So it's like,
squid.
oh,
like, okay, so this shit's actually real.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it could be, because there's probably one after that. It's like that scene in Star Wars where there's always a bigger fish. You know what I mean? It comes wrinkles. Yeah. It's like they just keep going. You're like, fuck. Maybe they are aliens. They just got like dropped into the ocean.
Yeah, maybe they all plummeted into the ocean.
Like we've been our shit. Aliens just been fucking rejects.
Yeah,
in the ocean.
Dump them in the ocean, and they're all just swimming about down there.
Yeah, and then we're what fucking evolved from it, and then it's probably why
maybe,
the aliens haven't come
we're
back
the
yet.
aliens.
Possibly.
Maybe we're the aliens.
That's why they haven't come back. They look down. They're like, what have we
done?
done?
Fuck this place up.
Yeah. We put all the shit we didn't want here, and now it's all gone to shit fully.
Yeah,
it's like,
leave that to them.
Yeah, just let it burn itself out. They're probably lurking now, thinking, "Oh, this virus is going to get rid of them. We can come back and like
it's finally something."
Yeah, spring clean and done for us. We can spruce up the place, make it a nice holiday spot.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just crazy though. It's like, fuck, and then it makes you think back like your concerns with your own bullshit, you know. Like for me it's like this, or like photography, it's like man, I'm taking fucking dumb pictures of stuff that's just gonna get fucking decimated and not exist anymore. It's like we're hanging on to shit that's like
meaningless, really, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. But then you also think like, does anything
the bigger picture.
Yeah, not to get like
deep with it.
Yeah, not to get deep or too doom or gloom, but it is just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, we've gone there now. We start talking about space, and then it comes back to it's just like
we've gone way off.
Yeah, and that's how fucking like. Then I get to the point where I'm like, how fucking humans, how narcissistic are we that we're talking about the grandness of space, and then we're like, but what about me?
Yeah.
What
about my?
What do you mean it doesn't matter? It's like, oh, I fucking did all this work, and now you're telling me it's just gonna be all gone. It's like, oh, we bring it back to ourselves somehow, and like think about ourselves again. It's like,
yeah, we're very selfish.
Yeah.
Selfish creatures.
Yeah. But like,
you gotta be. You gotta be. You gotta look after Numerator.
Yeah, you gotta live in your own like frame, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your own direction.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta live in your own lane.
Yeah, I'd rather be. Yeah, because it's like that trade-off. Like we talked about people earlier who have been like, their parents like, you do this and go and do this or whatever, and then it's like, I kind of rather that sort of like. That weird thing where you're like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like,
you like kind of lose yourself and
you have to like figure it out. You're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like,
yeah. And
it's like, it's like a scary thing. It's like a horrible thing, but then it's like, to not have that will be even worse in a weird way. It's like,
I feel like I'm very much in that stage right now, kind of figuring out what's going on. I kept saying to people during lockdown, like I can feel the change coming. Within myself, like I don't know what it is or what it's going to be, but I can just feel things shifting.
Just the way you think about
things.
Yeah,
my mindset on stuff and people and just like life direction in general.
Yeah, do you know what I think it is? Because I kind of like feel the same way of like my approach to like photography and things a little bit. Like I'm like I think it's because we haven't been like. Because normally, like, if you take, like, an average week before lockdown, you'd probably see the same set of people. And when you're taken away from people, you're just like...
Kind of what I do, yeah.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you have to... You feel that weird thing where you're like, oh, it's very freeing because you can kind of, like, think what you want.
You've had this time to yourself and, like, you kind of have to, like, learn how to be comfortable with yourself again and, like, doing stuff.
Well, my thing was, like, I had to... Like, in terms of photography, at least, it was like, oh, shit, I can do whatever I, like... without having to like really because I'm not been around
free
people.
Time,
it's like I don't have to concern about what people are going to say about it, and then it's like, oh, I'm just going crazy and just thinking anything is a good idea when it's like I need to be more like selective of myself, not waiting for someone else to be like that's bullshit, dude.
You're just throwing shit out there,
which is like good to have because it's just like it's kind of like thing again where it's like that freedom to be like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I've been like prepping for my uni project. It's like oh shit, I have to like question it and like figure it out almost. Even though it's like my idea, I have to be like, I've got to make sense of it and like figure it, and that's where it does get a bit like that wanting to rip your hair out thing.
Yeah,
but it's kind of like a different way of working, and it's kind of like when you do figure it out, it feels fucking good because you're like, oh, it makes sense now, and no one like. Even if someone calls it bullshit, I can explain to them.
Yeah, because that's your thing now. You figured it out.
Yeah,
but got it unlock.
But I don't know. Like, I miss not thinking about it. You know what I mean? It's like
not having the responsibility.
But I feel that's like growth. You know what I mean? It's like that change in you as well. It's like
yeah, definitely. I feel like I've definitely taken on more of a focused approach to things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, rather than just, I don't know, like throwing stuff out there, if that makes sense. Like planning a bit. Like
yeah, I suppose a little bit
putting
more.
It into something, bringing it all together.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I
think it's just life in general, though. Like not necessarily.
So not just music.
Not just music. Yeah, just life in general. I feel like I'm definitely more focused now than I was before. I kind of know the route that I want to take and the shit that I need to be doing. Yeah. And putting my time into, like.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like growing up, really, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How?
Like your focus shift from things that you used to do to like things that you kind of need to be doing and want to get done.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Damn,
yeah,
dude,
22. That was the EP.
I thought you. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought you were way older than that. Honestly,
really?
I thought you were like 26, 27 or something.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nah, man. Yeah, 22.
Damn, that's my bad.
Yeah.
I'm
an old soul, man.
Yeah.
I get it a lot. People that don't think that I am.
I think it's because you're tall, dude, as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Fair enough.
But yeah. I'm starting to like grow out of things that I used to.
That's natural at that age, though.
Yeah,
it's
of course.
Well, I mean, we're basically the same age. I'm 21, so it's like your brain's still growing.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, the world will tell you it's like you're 18, you're an adult now, but it's like when does the brain start growing? Like 25 or something.
Yeah.
So I'm probably get 25, listen back to this and be like, what the fuck are you on?
Yeah, what the fuck's going on? Yeah.
Like you're missing
100%.
part of it.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah. It's kind of good though. It means we haven't peaked yet, dude.
Yeah, we're still growing.
That's the bit what I'm worried for is when it's all downhill.
Yeah. It starts going peaked on.
Yeah. And your bones are clicking all the time.
Oh mate, my bones are clicking already, man. Horrible. My knees, my back. I feel like an old man.
Yeah. Oh, you really are an old soul.
Yeah, properly, mate. It's the site work.
Ah, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. Brat bacon stuff, man.
Yeah, I fucking can't do that shit. I just go crazy.
I'm quite weird. I quite like manual labour. I like lifting heavy shit all day. It's bizarre.
Makes you feel strong.
It makes me feel like I've worked for my money. Do you know what I mean? Like I've put in a good graft all day.
True. Like, it's better than doing something where you don't. Like, because there's some jobs where you're not doing heavy lifting, you're also not thinking.
Yeah, not
you're
thinking
just kind
at
of
all.
Just like a shop checkout or something. You just like your mind's fucking
it gets
completely
very tedious.
Yeah,
those kind of jobs, like just the same shit every day, the same people, the same bullshit conversations.
Need something you can react to.
And get stuck into, man. Like use my noggin a bit. You know, I'm not. It's not a fucking very brainy like area of expertise, but you do have to have a certain level of like thinking on your feet and
it is like knowledge. It's that's like that school bullshit where they'll tell you it's for like morons just because it's not like rocket science and maths on paper, you know what I mean? But you have to. It's like a different kind of intelligence.
It's definitely a different kind of intelligence. You have to be very hands-on. You know what I mean, like I was never a very academic student. Like I didn't necessarily do bad in school. I could have done a lot better on my GCSEs, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter.
Just as soon as you stepped out, it was just like all of that nonsense gone. I remember even the teachers who were like weeks before like screaming at you and stuff and getting like vexed about it.
Like
results day comes around, they're like, whatever.
Yeah, like
it's fine.
Was it really worth all the stress?
You're just like, oh my god, it's so. It's kind of like how social media is like its own little reality. It's like school's its own little mind fuck.
Bubble.
But the problem is, it's like you start when you're 4 and you don't leave until you're adult. So you're just like, is this how fucked the world is and distorted it is? And then you get out, you're like,
and you don't really know the real world because they don't really teach you the real world in school. They just teach you bollocks.
Yeah, and it's such a weird
education's screwed, man. Like the way that we actually teach is shit.
It is terrible. It's that thing as well where it just like, because it does get you into that like tear your hair out shit, but for stuff you don't give a shit about at the same time. So it just kills anything. Even if you're passionate about something, you can just kill it. It just.
Like, I feel like the world would get on so much better if schools were like passion driven.
Aren't they like that in like Sweden or something? I don't know. Like I feel like there's some Scandinavian country like where they just kind of go like
individual.
What do you want to go look into? Or they make the subjects like more about what you're interested individually.
And build up your interests. I feel like that's definitely the way to go. But it's
problem is it's all from the school's perspective. It's like government shit. So it's all like data driven. They want you to get like the students this much smarter and shit. And it's like not everyone works in that way. So it just like
they base everybody on the same on the same level where everyone's different.
And it's all based on every subject's the same type of intelligence for it. Even the creative subjects, it's still like
you're still being judged on the same criteria
like writing
for
skills or shit like that. That like some people, it doesn't work in that way. There's no subjects that do it differently, and even the ones that do it differently steer it back in. You know, except maybe I don't know.
That's why so many people get left out in school, man.
Yeah,
they tend to focus on the ones that are doing well and the ones that are lagging behind. They just
get left
kicked
behind
to the curb, man.
Yeah, it's like that's what the thing is that this is what I notice about like most people I've had in for this are like creative people, because it's like people doing stuff at our age are like creative folk. But like you said, it's like I wasn't bad in school, but I didn't try. It's because like I think it's that thing where you're kind of smart enough to be like. You're smart, but it's like I don't care, so why would I try?
Like this isn't what I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah,
this wasn't what I
kind of on. Not to say you see through the bullshit, but you're just kind of like you're intelligent, but it just doesn't interest you. It's like that thing.
Yeah, it's a different type of intelligence.
Yeah, it's just like, but once it's like on, like you say, like when you have a focus on something, it's like
I'm straight in. Yeah, definitely.
Which is like. I mean, like, to push that to extreme, that's why, like, ADHD is a problem in schools. Because they just, like, oh, he's not focusing.
Yeah, they pass it off,
And then the kid always thinks, like, I can't focus on anything. But it turns out, like, those kids, they'll have, like, one thing there's
something that they can
and they will then, like,
into.
hyper-focus. And they can, if you could utilise that, it's like, whoa. Like, those people go far. I think, like, the comedian Bill Burr's ADHD, I think. But he's like hyper focused on like his comedy stuff, and that's why he's like way up there.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's no individual focus in schools.
You're spread thin. Basically. Especially at GCSE
definitely.
where you're doing how many like 8, 9 subjects.
So many subjects and they're all pressure.
Yeah, they'll have like 2 or 3 exams and shit, and you're like,
man, it's crazy. Yeah. Exams are another thing. Like. People could do great in school and absolutely bomb exams.
Yeah, because it's just like that day.
Yeah,
it's like you.
And then they want to use that to dictate what you do for the rest of your life.
It's like no. I think that's why like most places don't fucking consider it anymore.
Yeah.
Like we get in the real world, they're just like you put it on there as like a formality.
Yeah.
And then people are just like,
And
there's a few things that give a shit, especially if you've gone like, and it goes all the way up in education as well, because like I had Alex Wilson on episode 2, and he was like, literally, it was like did GCSEs. As soon as I did A levels, no one gave a shit about GCSEs. Then as soon as I did the degree, A levels weren't shit. As soon as I did the masters, the degree wasn't shit. And as soon as I did the PhD, no one gave a fuck about the masters.
Yeah, of course.
And then he said as well, no one gave a fuck what his PhD was even about. They were just like, oh, we've got a
PhD.
PhD.
You've got a PhD.
Sick.
Boom. Yeah.
Come on
in.
They
don't care.
But yeah,
it's just the title.
Yeah, which is like, it's kind of, for like creative people, that it's like, oh, you've done shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you look like, here's my songs, here's my photographs, that is our, like, next level for us, you know what I mean? It's like...
This is my progression.
Yeah. And it is, like, luckily in, like, the higher end education, it's like, that shit's valued. Like, she's gone to Goldsmiths based on, like, the track with you and the track with Roster and, like, her other music stuff as well. Like, I don't think it was based off school stuff for her, it was just, like, her pure music stuff.
Yeah.
Which is, like, good to see. Because Goldsmith's, like, one of the best ones for arts, I think, beyond, like, the real, like, exclusive shit, I think, but only millionaires kids get in. But, like, you know what I mean? And it's like for them to be like, oh, we don't give a fuck about your grades and stuff, like respect for that. Fair enough.
Some people will be there to say that they went there.
Yeah, that's another thing that's weird about unis as well. Like people who pick their uni based on like the name. They're just like, oh, I want to go Oxford, and it's like, what do you want to do? Like I know people who are like, oh, I want to do art, and it's like Oxford don't even do art. They do art history, and they're like, well, it's Oxford. It's like, but you want to paint shit, and you're just going to be writing essays about old painting. It's like you're not actually doing it, and they're like, it's Oxford though.
Yeah, you could have just gone and bought a fucking easel and some paintbrushes and done art at home.
You could just done it in your garage. Do it in your basement.
Do what you
just
enjoy.
Do it. There's like, fuck. I mean, there's a ton of guys here that do it just like in their basement or wherever it is. Sick as fuck. Know their shit as well, like because they're just
focused on it.
Passion. You know what I mean? They look into it and they get going. No, like, I feel like you see it more in the music thing. Like especially here, there's so many. Like, you could just list like a whole list of guys that are just like super passionate about it. And like
just setups from their bedroom, just doing it, just because they love it.
There's loads. Like, fuck you, Dreads, Eli.
Like, fucking.
It goes on.
Dio, fucking Hockey, fucking everybody, man. I suppose it's nice. It's a nice community in Northampton for music, man.
It feels like everyone's sort of in it together. There doesn't seem to be that much like.
There's no animosity. There's no beef or anything between anybody.
Yeah.
Which is good.
It is good. It's just helps. Like, because it could happen.
It could very easily
messy,
get very political and.
People start fucking going the wrong way about it and shit. It's
just like there's no need for it either.
Yeah, especially when it's just like,
everybody wants to see everybody win.
Yeah, and I think that's what also like when everyone wants to see everyone's supporting everyone, then everyone's already won. You know what I mean?
Everybody's gonna be coming up together, man.
It's kind of that shit, like I just think like in photography, everyone always bitches about like not getting paid and shit, but then. Like the thing I always notice is like people will bitch about not getting paid, but then if they want something doing from another creative, they won't pay for it, and I'm like, well, what do you expect? You're getting what you think.
Can't be one for one for the other.
It's like that's like money based support, but just like it goes to like just support in general. Like someone puts on a gig and everyone goes,
like posting, even like sharing shit, like.
Yeah, Instagram stories are a blessing for finding like shit because everyone's like someone puts out a freestyle in their car and everyone shares it.
Boom. Yeah, it's good. It's good for that stuff.
But
got a very good local community.
Yeah, and you just don't have to.
It's just branching out from that, like when you're upcoming, trying to break out of the local scene is.
Yeah, it's
difficult.
It's a hard thing to sort of. Branch out into like other places and get that same amount of like people be stoked for it because obviously like they don't know you and shit and there's no like the whole like NN thing. You slap NN on anything and people will be stoked for it.
Boom,
which makes sense because it's like there's a bit of pride in
what's going on here, pride in your hometown. I feel like everybody's taking that and like proper flying the flag for Northampton right now, which is nice.
Which is good, but
like you see a lot of people and they just don't.
Yeah, like especially like I mean, you only have to go back like 5 years. You know, like you don't even have to go back that far to find like that being way more. That's like died off and people like rep it here.
And now people are like proper repping Northampton.
Yeah, there's a lot less like
screaming from the rooftops, man.
But there's a lot less of that like. Alex Potter said he used to catch people all the time, like models and shit. They'd put a photo up and they'd tag like an area in London or something. Soho, London. It'll be like the Welly Road and shit.
Yeah.
Or like everyone will be like artist based in London / Northampton.
Yeah,
shit.
but
like,
it's like you're
now
never,
it's just like
you're never in London. Mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like a lot of people start doing music. Like people from Northampton will start doing music and they'll like move to London or something, and then like if they make any music, they'll like claim that they're from London, but.
Yeah, just like forget about it.
Yeah, they just forget about Northampton completely. Yeah. But that's what made you, mate.
Yeah, just kind of. It's. I feel like that's the good thing about the community though, because it's like if one person goes up, then they're still down for everyone else here as well. Because there's like other shit, and I feel like it's not a. It could easily become like a thing where people are just producing dog shit though, and everyone's just like yeah shit. But I'm like, thank God the people here are like. Sick.
Yeah, no, actually cranking out good music.
There's like a lot of good.
It's not just like a deluded town of shit artists that are all supporting each other.
Yeah,
like everyone's actually putting their weight and fucking.
Yeah, everyone wants it to be as good as it can.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, like the progression that we saw last year.
Yeah.
Like obviously we saw.
It's insane.
Yeah, because 2018 we saw a lot of artists like start putting stuff out, and it was like their first like.
Yeah.
Times recorded stuff, and since then, the levels that people have been showing, like in terms of like recordings and like the videos that have been coming out.
Yeah, it's just, and it's all like high quality stuff, like
proper high quality.
And there's just, I think that's in part because obviously there's like good musicians as well, but there's also like really good like videographers.
Yeah, brilliant. It's all local.
Well.
Like everyone's trying to work within Northampton and not like branch out, which is nice because
and it just builds it, like you say, builds everyone up. It just brings and it's just going to keep bringing the level up because everyone's got that opportunity rather than what can sometimes happen where you're like, oh, I do this, but no one wants to try me out so I can actually get better, like in the real world thing. You know what I mean? So it's like you're just sat taking photos of your cat or whatever, and you're like, oh, you need something to like push you out your comfort zone.
Push on, yeah.
It's like people are willing to like take a chance because you're from the same town.
Yeah. It's nice. We've all got that sense of helping each other out.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a week.
Yeah, true. And the pride thing as well. It's like because you don't want to let the team down almost.
You
don't want to put out shit just to like, and then it brings the whole thing down. And you don't want to be the guy that does that. You want to be the guy that's like
everybody wants to be fucking boom, boom, boom. Just keep leveling up.
And it's like, fuck, I can't like just talking about this. It gets me so stoked for like
what's to come
because it's just
I
can tell it's only going to get better.
Yeah, everybody's a lot more driven,
especially when like gigs and stuff come back like hard because it's gonna happen like just like just non-stop.
Yeah, you'll be seeing us everywhere.
Right, and just
I'm very ready for it.
Yeah,
very ready for it. I wanted to put on an event. I was gonna put on an event, but I decided not to because of
through this or
through all the regulations and stuff. I just thought, nah, I'm not getting fined.
It's that thing's like crazy.
Yeah,
people getting busted
10 grand fine for the organizer.
Here's the thing though, right? I think I spoke about this on the last one, but basically my friends had a house party.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't end up going because they're in like Abington. I live up here. I opened the door. It was raining. I was like, nah, I ain't walking that. Just to turn up immediately get kicked out. But they had it like it was like 10 till 2 in the morning. Please stand up. Everyone got. They were like, we won't fine you if everyone leaves now. Which like 2 in the morning. It's like basically people are already kind of like dying down. You know what I mean? Depending on how it's going. And then they just like the piece were like, oh, we'll put you on a list. And if you do it again, then you get fined. And then they were like, we've shut down like 4 pies tonight. And like, they were like big enough. They were like, this is the biggest one we've seen. So like, you know, shout outs to them for throwing a good one at least. Like,
fair play for risking it, man.
Yeah. But
I'm not trying to risk it.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough because it is just a ridiculous amount of money, like 10 grand just to get completely just like
crazy
fucked. It's insane.
For a little vibe,
It's annoying though because it is just like everyone at this point's like craving human interaction. You know what I mean? But just to like, is it worth 10 grand? is it even worth like?
Believe me though, when this shit's done, and we're able to something will be happening.
Fuck yeah.
Definitely something will be happening.
I'm glad. I'll fucking be there.
100%.
Well, fuck, everyone's gonna be there because everyone's gonna want to go out. It's gonna
overdue, man.
You know,
we need a big town link up, get everybody together, and just throw madness. Do you know what I mean? It's been too long.
Yeah. Just do one at every single venue. Just go Gary, Lab, Black Prince.
Yeah, literally. And
just do one at each one, and I'm pretty sure you get bigger turnouts every time. Like, we're ready for it.
It's like a week-long festival.
That would
that
would be amazing.
Yeah,
that would be insane. Like
little pop-up performances everywhere.
That would be sick as fuck. Because it's just like variety as well. It never get boring. There's like enough people doing enough different shit. Yeah, it's just like you can have one.
There's incredible sounds coming out of Northampton, man.
Really good, and it feels like it's finally starting to get paid attention to as well.
Yeah, people are finally trying to take notice.
Which I feel like in parts like because of Ty, you know what I mean? Because obviously he was got huge, still shouting double N.
Yeah, there's definitely there's a few big names, but even still, like they get overlooked. I feel.
What, the smaller guys? Or?
Yeah, well, even like so we got Slow Tide, there's Izzy Gibbs, there's fucking Dismac.
Yeah,
there's a fair few, and I still feel like it's not getting the attention that it deserves.
Yeah, it is, but I feel that's partially because it's not like pop music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like it is like an alternative thing, and it is like everyone in that alternative thing like knows about it. You know what I mean? Because like I've heard people telling me how they went to like Slow Tie stuff in like Sweden and stuff. But this was like just after or around the time the album was coming out when it was first like properly going big. And he was like, "Yeah, I just went because it's like, you know, it's Thai." And I was like, "I'm from Northampton. Go support it." And it was just like he was in like a support tent, and it was just like packed, like too many people. And he was like, "Fuck, it's like actually like a worldwide thing. It's insane. It's like when you said where it can go, it's like it's almost scary, dude. We could take over.
Yeah, bro, it's feeling that way.
Which would be sick as well. We're just
That's it, man. I ain't trying to take the town. I'm trying to take the nation.
Yeah, let's take over Parliament. Take over Big Ben.
Yeah, we'll run it all.
Be 5th of November 2, the sequel, the follow up.
The follow up.
Yeah.
We'll
just run the whole thing. Be England with 2 N's now.
Yeah, England.
Wait, England does have 2 N's. Fuck. We'll just double them up.
We'll just double both of them.
Yeah, double N.
Double N, yeah, I like it.
Take the world next, you know, just go.
It can work.
Wait, no, we can't. Is England allowed to take over the world again? I feel like we tried that before, it didn't work. Then maybe not take it that far, but
yeah, they might get the wrong idea.
Yeah, it'll be a. You know.
No, fuck it, we're taking over.
Yeah,
fuck it,
just go for it. You know, they got it wrong that time. We've got this figured out. We're all good this time. This one will be better. It'll be good music, good times, good everything. You know,
good vibes.
Just legalize weed.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, I think that's like it's starting to come into work.
CBD got legalized last year, 2 years ago. It wasn't that long ago, and it's like popped off. I
think I saw a story. Might have been on Daily Mail, might have been like Independent or something, but I think it was like a few cannabis vendors got permission to like start selling in British markets, like stock markets and shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so whether they're trying to move stuff around to set stuff up here, yeah.
It just feels like a long time coming, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Like, we're so far behind the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's been. How long has it been legal in like when it got legalized in America?
It's been.
What was that 20? I want to say it was like. How long ago was it? Like
2010, I think it got legalized in Colorado.
God, was it that long ago?
Yeah.
No. But yeah, so it's like. I mean, normally we just copy whatever they do, so, you know, it's like, come on, get on with it. It's like...
I saw another story about apparently there was a shop opening up in Liverpool. like a coffee shop.
Oh,
apparently got the green light to go ahead, but whether that's true or not, I've got no idea. I mean, there are like secret locations dotted around, but obviously you've got to be in the know.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah, I've heard about like those in like in like London.
Yeah, there's loads in London. There's loads dotted around Birmingham, Manchester. Like, there's probably a few in North.
Probably somewhere, some underground.
Yeah, hidden
They'll go
away
through a tunnel.
Like, yeah, do you know what I mean?
That'd be sick, actually. There is actually a tunnel thing under Northampton.
Yeah, from the walls, man.
Yeah, they used it to get the, what do you call them, like nuns from Delapre, like to All Saints or something. Yeah. So there's like a massive tunnel network, which...
And they used them to get rid of all the dead bodies after the fucking battle.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It'd be so gnarly to get down there.
Yeah.
Like,
that'd be fucked.
But it's just like all the entryways are in like churches and stuff, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get caught breaking into a church just to be like
go into some secret underground church that just spells possession, demons, and I ain't with that shit, man.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't blame you. That shit's
trying to go down the tunnel and gets possessed by some fucking
fucking with ghosts.
Nah, man, that's not me. I believe in that shit, man.
You ever had like a ghost?
Paranormal.
Yeah,
man. That's why I don't fuck with that shit.
What was it? What happened?
I was at one of my friends' houses. It's gonna sound like...
I go for it. Me and the one I did the other day with Ash. Me and Ash were going into it. They were like just weird stories. So
it was so bizarre. So we had these fold-up chairs in his room. We've been using all day. It's like desk chairs.
Yeah.
And got to the end of the night, we were staying there, so I sat on my bed and shit, and like we'd taken all the chairs out of the room, put them in the spare room, so it was like out of the way and shit.
Right.
Well, we've gone to bed, gone to sleep, and I woke up at like 3 a.m. to a chair dropping on my legs.
Dropping on
my legs, like it like fell down onto my legs. And there was no way that he could have got out of bed. Like he was like, I sprung up, obviously, chairs on me. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I look over at him. He's knocked out in bed. Like there was no way that anyone could have come in the room and dropped a chair on me and got out before I noticed.
Oh my god, that shit.
It was fucked. I've sprang up like, bro, what the fuck's going on? Where is this chair come from? Spent the next 3 hours like in the corner like bugging like, nah,
Jesus,
this is not
3 hours. Like, it's always worse. Why do they always do it at night, man?
Yeah, man. The booky times in the morning.
Yeah. Then again, I feel like I'd be more freaked out if you saw it like midday. You know what I mean? Just like somewhat real weird midday. Because at least it's late at night, you can be like, oh, maybe I was dreaming.
Yeah,
you can like play it off. You can put it to back of mind, forget about it. But if it was just midday and like people saw some crazy shit, you'd just be like,
shit's flying around the room.
Yeah, that's fucking...
Yeah, it was just so baffling. Like, when I tell you, all of the chairs were out of this room. There was not a single chair in this room.
God, that's crazy. That's the first one where it's like straight up like shit moving.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Ash was talking about he works like near this forest or whatever, and he was just saying like, I just kept seeing like people standing around in the forest, like just staring at him and shit. I'm like, fuck that.
Oh, like that. Figures in the trees.
Yeah, it's super crazy.
That's horrible, man. It's one of those things like I could never have like a big house out in the sticks.
Yeah, big house is creepy.
Man. No. Like surrounded by woodland and shit. Nah, I'm good.
Imagine how those rich people feel on their islands on that.
Yeah, man. Fuck that shit.
Whole island, fucking ghost pirates.
Do you know what I mean? You find the indigenous people of the island that have been fucking living in the caves for fucking years.
God. Like that fucking... What was that movie? Is it The Descent or whatever? With the cave people or whatever?
Yeah.
Like that shit.
There's that island that you're not allowed to go to, innit? There's some islands.
A few islands you're not allowed.
Yeah, because like... One? The people on there have like never
had
like
the natives one. Yeah.
Didn't
they like shoot a guy with a bow and arrow a couple of years ago?
Yeah, they
like sailed past and they were just like...
Yeah, some guys like go to the island like...
They're just trying to get footage or something.
Yeah, but like people won't even take you there. Like you have to like pay people off to like get you to the island, and even then they won't drop you to the island because you just get fucking arrowed from the bushes.
Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
You'd be fucked.
But like, there's some adventure shit though. There's like some. I bet they've got some interesting shit going on. I think it's mad
that there's still parts of the world that are like that.
But I think in like some like the Congo and like Amazon rainforest stuff, there's still tribes that have never had contact and stuff.
Oh yeah, like, 100%. Like, they're so oblivious to everything. Like, think about all the shit that we give a fuck about.
Yeah,
and they've got no fucking idea. All they know is fucking trees and hunting and the people that they're with. Whereas we've got all this shit.
The best time.
Yeah,
there's just no bullshit. Just like
no other worries about all this shit that doesn't matter.
You know what I mean? Imagine just showing them an iPhone.
Then they're not stressing about fucking release dates and fucking trying to cop the new
exams.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Any bullshit. They're just chilling. But yeah, there's another island as well somewhere. I can't remember where it is, but it's like you're not allowed to go because it's just full of snakes.
What?
And it's like some like per square meter. It's some like it's like in the like tens numbers of just poisonous snakes.
What?
Like obviously it's trees and shit. But it's just like you walk through. It's like just at all times hundreds of poisonous snakes that just if they bite you, you're dead. It's like
they've just populated the island.
Yeah, but it's like I think. Probably need to fact check it, but I'm pretty sure there's like an abandoned lighthouse on the island. So someone at some point was living there.
And it's like just got overrun with snakes.
Some guy with his 2 pet snakes. He thinks they're both male, and then just the first litter of snakes. He's like, oh
sweet, and they all escape into the wild, and he just fucked up the ecosystem.
I don't know. No one could go there. It's just covered in snakes. So
absolutely fucked it, mate.
Fuck that. At least they can't get off the island. So they don't come here.
So it's like learning how to swim.
Oh fuck that. I mean, some snakes can swim.
Yeah,
like,
water snakes.
Yeah, fucking shit. Like when I used to go fishing as a kid like with my dad, you'd see like snakes going. Like you'd just be sat there, a snake will go along the water. You're like, ooh, fuck that.
Didn't need to see that.
Yeah, it's like Jesus. Imagine just seeing the army of snakes coming from Snake Island, like all together.
They just rush the beachfront.
You're like D-Day for snakes, dude.
For real.
All the tourists running.
That'd be horrible.
That's how they should. You know that beach they keep posting when they're like, "Oh, everyone's breaking social distances." They show all the people on the beach. Just get the snakes to sort out.
Release 10,000 snakes onto the beach.
That'll clear it out right fucking quick.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's freaky, man. Just like shit like that. Just like fuck places that you're not allowed to go.
Like,
Like there's just places that are just that dangerous. Like it just seems like. Well, imagine for cavemen that was like normal.
Yeah, people really want to go to these places. So they just want to test fate.
I mean, in a weird way, I'm kind of with them. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, we do it like, well, we must have fucking like a snake-proof outfit, right? Like, if we can have like radiation suits and like space suits, we have a snake-proof shit.
Been over there and documented this shit.
Must have some like thick rubber you can walk through, just to even if a snake gets it.
Just walk around with snakes hanging off you trying to bite the shit out of you.
Be like, you know when they're like training those police dogs?
Yeah,
with
the big ass suits.
One of them full of snakes.
Juggernaut, just fucking trudging through it.
You just like crazy, but like, yeah, especially seeing like that tribe island, like seeing what's going on there. That would be like, because they must do other stuff than just fire arrows at people going by. Like,
yeah, but like.
Maybe they're just target practice all day, every day. That's why they're that good at just like taking shit down. But like, there must be some shit that'd just be so like beyond. Like obviously our shit's like beyond them because they're just like
but there's
but they'll have stuff that they're talking about. You just be like, what the fuck?
They must have mad like, not technology, but do you know what I mean? Like shit that they use every day. That's like
just like solutions to problems that you're just like, how did you think of that? Like,
it could only be done by jungle people.
Just like incredible shit. But it's like, it's crazy. Did you ever see that documentary on Vice ages ago where it was David Cho went to the Congo to look for dinosaurs?
No.
Because there was like rumours of the tribes being like, we found like a dinosaur out there. So he did like...
Yeah, he like went out to do it.
Yeah. I think he did it half like not serious, because obviously he's like fucking
dinosaur already,
like,
guys.
You know, it's like one of those shows where they're like, oh, we're looking for Bigfoot, and they're just
it's like, fuck off, man.
It's like, good luck looking for fucking Bigfoot, but yeah, it's just like, shit like that. It's like, so almost like they still have that like adventure thing in them. Whereas like to us it's just like, oh come on, bullshit. But to them it's like, no, we saw something. Like
I'm gonna find it. If I can tell you, I'm gonna find it.
They have sick imaginations.
Yeah, for real. Like, people want to believe shit.
Yeah, but they have good ass music as well, dude. They just sit around like entertain each other.
Yeah.
But they got bars.
Yeah, straight bars.
Killer bars they come out with.
You don't know about the jungle bars, man.
Would be sick. That should be your next album. It should just be collabs with like tribes,
indigenous people.
Yeah,
no one's got
like they have verse on
what's going on.
Amazing, just like in their like crazy like clicking languages and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be a
like
crazy project.
Yeah,
they'd have any concept of like what rap is.
Yeah, they'll just like blend it together. Yeah. But you know, we have like jazz fusion stuff. Just like tribal music, rap, with crime.
Yeah,
like, it'll be a new genre immediately. That's how you blow up, dude.
That could work. I feel like it could work. It's gonna be very expensive in plane tickets.
True.
I'll probably end up dying, getting lost in the jungle somewhere.
Yeah, and that'll be the album that goes off into space that the aliens find.
There you go.
Like, oh,
there you
shit.
go. He died making this indigenous
experimental album.
Yeah.
But like
indigenous
grime music, you know, and indigenous grime.
Indigenous grime. That's
your title.
That's it.
The aliens find that, fucking start their new civilization on Earth 2.
That's the basis for how music.
Yeah, maybe that's how this Earth started, and then it just went from there.
Just indigenous grime.
Yeah, indigenous grime. That's the one thing that's the cycle every time it comes back to. That's grime. Music evolves to the point of grime. Someone blends it with the old shit,
and then boom, we're back to square one.
Maybe hold off till we're ready to end it, dude. But then again, at this point, like, it's we're one more disaster away from just be like, fuck it, go for it, send it out,
press that red button.
Honestly, it'd be like, fuck, man.
Have they done the re-elections for president yet?
It's November 7th, I think, is the day it gets.
So elections. Soon.
I read some crazy statistic though. Apparently, at this point, like, it's like 800,000 Americans have voted already, but this time in 2016 it was like 10,000 Americans have voted.
Fucking hell.
So you can tell it's like...
people are really having their say.
It's crazy though, because like the last one everyone was like, this is the most insane divided election ever, but this one's like, again, everyone's like even more high stakes with all the like crazy...
shit that's going on.
Like,
I think that if Trump gets re-elected, then a world war is not long after that.
The thing is though, I feel like he is gonna... I'm not gonna lie. I feel like just like... Because like the other dude's like fucking how old? How many brain cells does he have left? Like you see some shit of him and it's just like, oh, this is just like let him go to the retirement home and chill out. Yeah. He's done his time, you know what I mean?
But then Trump's not... It's like the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, but why it's so weird though, because like the Democrats could have put in anybody. Like, you know, the assumption was it was like everyone, like pretty much like loads of people hate Trump. They could have put in someone like just a little bit better than what they did and won, but they chose the like possibly the only guy that was like gonna fuck it up for everyone. Like, you know what I mean? But it's just like it's like and it is just crazy. Like the American shit is just like
it's like a different fucking planet, man.
It's a different planet, but they're like fucking in everyone's head. They're like number one. You know what I mean? Like when people think of like what's the best country in the world, it's like America in this weird way.
Such a backwards place, though. It's so crazy.
But I think it's that freedom thing. Like we were saying earlier, it's like okay, China got through like COVID quick and stuff, but they're like the parents that's like, you're going to be a doctor and we'll fucking disown you if you're not.
Yeah. They're like strict.
Whereas America's just kind of like, do what you want, and it's like, in this like disaster time, that's not a good thing where everyone's like, fuck you. It's like, and not coming together, but like, in every day, it's kind of like, that freedom's like a good thing in a sense, you know what I mean? Because it's like, well, when it's not fucking corrupted to shit, which is not what happened.
What's happened most of the time.
Yeah, that's the problem. If it was like the ideal America, you know, like just proper free, you know, then it could be like,
it could be great. But
figured it, but then
how would people use that freedom?
Yeah, exactly. And we go fuck it all up with
our
ideas of how it should be.
We'd fuck it all up instantly.
Yeah. That's the thing. I feel like with like anything though, whether it's like a personal thing or like a creative thing, if it has the potential to be like the worst thing ever, it also has the potential to be the best thing ever. It's like I always feel like with like people who are too concerned about like social media and things, they have that like. But you just get like lukewarm people, you know what I mean? People who just like are nothing. In this weird way, they're just like
disconnect.
Yeah, they're just kind of like just mildly happy all the time.
Yeah,
like and not
content with bullshit.
Yeah, and then you see that and you're like, fuck. I kind of wish people would.
Where's the progression?
Yeah, or just like, where's the really good shit and where's like the bad shit as well? It feels like it's kind of missing when you hear like.
It's all just monotone, same shit.
Yeah, it's like fuck.
Nothing's going on.
It's the fucking what is it, Goldilocks story? You know, with the porridge. It's just like,
too hot, it's too cold. It's just right.
Yeah, but it's not just right. It's just wrong at the same time. It's just like it's like boring. You know what I mean? It's just stagnant. Also, it's like, fuck man. If you want, that's like me and my friend with the fucking going around the country sort of idea. Because it's obviously like has potential to go terribly fucking wrong, but like if it goes
as planned,
it's like worth it. It's like a balancing out sort of thing. It's like up and down, you know what I mean? Rather than
gotta find the balance.
But yeah, I just go with the flow of it as well. As long as the flow's not a monotone line that doesn't vary it and then you get bored.
You need some variation, man.
Which is like like if the hitchhiking holiday's that variation, then your all-inclusive resort where you sit around and do nothing is the monotone one.
Just stay in the hotel.
That's crazy.
I couldn't do that. Like, all-inclusive, nice, but
in theory, but then you just get bored.
Yeah,
it's like
you like to go out and explore.
Yeah, but I think the thing is as well. It's like we have to be at the hotel for the free food we've already paid for. And you eat like their shit every day. You're like. This again.
Need something different, man.
Yeah, it's a weird.
It's life, man.
Thing.
Life to be put in a situation.
Yeah, intense situations. Hopefully, have you ever seen the film Repo Man?
No.
There's a quote. It's like some weird like cult 80s film, like punk rock thing. But there's a quote in that where it's like normal fucking people spend their lives avoiding intense situations, but Repo Men spend their life getting into intense situations.
Yeah.
I'm like. Fair enough, that's like, you know...
Pressure makes diamonds, man.
Yeah, jump into the mosh pit.
Yeah, I love jumping in the mosh pit.
I miss that so much. Like,
yeah, man.
Being like...
A leather mixer.
I just waiting for that, especially with like... And also things with like the punk stuff as well, it's like when mosh pits come back, like proper going on. When we get a good show at the lab. Oh, it's just like crazy, you know what I mean? Real
elbows flying everywhere.
Yeah, it's like you go home, your head hurts, you got bruises everywhere, and you're like, oh man, yeah,
it's a good night.
Yeah, someone stood on your feet, you're like, oh fuck yeah.
Yes, love it.
It's that bad shit.
I miss the raves, man. I'm a raver.
Oh, yeah.
So
there's been a few like hidden ones going on under the.
All the illegal raves and shit.
Yeah, because the benefit of raves, it's like they were illegal anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like they're like you can't do them anymore. It's like we couldn't do them anyway. So it doesn't change a thing. We'll just But yeah, it feels like it definitely died off out of that. I think it's that thing where no one wants to be responsible for like killing
people.
Like a bunch of people. You know what I mean? It's like bringing plague back to the village. You know, it's like you don't want to be the guy that did that. But at the same time, it's like you don't want to be the guy who sat around for fucking 7 months doing fuck all, wanting to blow your brains out because you've not done anything.
Because when I got furloughed, I was only furloughed for like 3 weeks. The first week was great because I was like off work. I was like, I had this time. And then like halfway through the second week, I was like,
what now?
What's next? Shit. Yeah. And then the third week, I was like pulling my hair out, like I'm going insane. I need to do something.
It is crazy. It's just like, man, because like that was my problem. Like when I did my my
podcast.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, the podcast was like start that to do anything that you can do, because it is just like. Yeah, it's like I'd wanted to do it for ages because it was just like, but I was gonna do it when I moved here, but like this space used to literally be like floor to ceiling full of shit, which is now like up there and like binned and sorted. Like it used to just be like you couldn't get in here, so it was like, I guess the pandemic actually got this going in a way, because this would have just been a mess for the next like 20 years. But it was like with my uni project, it was like. I was like, I've got nothing to do, I might as well start, like, they're saying, like, think about it, so I'm like, might as well get on that, and then it's like, oh, I wrote that when I was, like, completely, like, isolated from everyone, everyone's gone a bit crazy, and I'm looking back on some of the bits being like, shit, I need to amend this, because it just does, it's like,
no sense.
It's going from English to some other language, like, if I'd let it keep going, it would have been written in Matrix code or something, like, you know what I mean, just, like, so it's just, like, do you know it's like good for creativity, but at the same time it's like you have to like rein it in a little bit, you know, bring it back to planet Earth, make sure you know. But I'm hoping that means like people just release a bunch of sick stuff after lockdown, like just crazy shit they've written in lockdown. But it's like not.
Once the ball gets rolling and shit can actually get back to normal and everyone can do exactly what they actually want to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's like next year has potential to be sickest year ever.
Oh yeah.
If COVID fucks off.
Such a giant comeback. Such a giant comeback.
That's the year we take over. 2021
Big.
It'll be actually 2021 will be a sick year.
I feel like 2021 is like a setup again. Like you kind of have to like rebuild everything that was kind of taken away this year.
I would say we have a sick year, 2021. 2022, World Takeover, and then your EP's name has like double meaning now.
Yes. It'll be 22 part 2.
Yeah.
And it'll be like,
running the world.
Yeah, literally.
Running the planet, then the rest of space.
Yeah, there you go. I'll be with Elon Musk in the fucking out in the galaxy.
Doing a Mars concert.
Yeah.
That'll be sick.
Do some alien kicks.
Dude. I reckon aliens would love it. They'd be down for that shit.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
Back to the aliens again.
Yeah, man. You got... Where did it even come up? I can't remember.
I don't even know how we got back onto this.
We're just going round in circles and crazy shit. But yeah, people got to watch out. We're going to take over.
Yeah, man. Very ready for it.
With help of the aliens.
Very ready for it.
We're going to blow up. That's the main takeaway. It's like, good shit's coming.
Yeah, good shit is definitely coming. It's just the wait now, man.
Just gotta hold out a little bit longer.
Yeah,
prep.
Man.
Be ready.
Prep.
That's the message of this one, if anything.
Yeah. Be ready. Be ready for the unexpected as well. You never know what's gonna come.
Yeah, that is a lesson from this year.
Yeah.
Do you think shit's fucked? Wait. Wait for the next thing, you know, before you open your mouth.
Something else is just around the corner.
Yeah, but yeah, fuck man, it's been good talking to you.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, good to be on.
Yeah, is there anything else you want to mention? Promote, plug, shout out, everything?
Keep streaming the EP, and new stuff coming soon.
Nice.
Keep your eyes out.
Naps safe.